every time, man. It's you, Francis, hitting Stipe with a jab every time.
Because it's my thing. What's it called? It's my little header on YouTube, man. That was a glorious moment.
Bro.
That was one of my finest predictions on the channel.
I'm not happy with that. You're lucky I don't give Kiesa some smoke right now. It's too early, man. Yo.
Let me repost this one.
Yo, it's like you know, it's Dunkin'.
You just talked about.
Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts DC forgot his name. I'll tell you, man, DC's not been the same in the head, man, since Stipe knocked his ass out. Just saying, yeah. Look at him. He's been goofing all over the place on the commentary. He's been, oh my goodness, oh man. Well, where do we even start right now? Where do you want to start?
I mean, okay, let me just post this on Twitter.
Let me retweet. Do you know what? I've not even tweeted forever on Twitter.
You haven't been active.
Nah, for real. Like honestly, I talk to you on Instagram and stuff, but it's just like I've been getting to a point where I'm just not even engaging with idiots on Twitter, innit? Like, why am I going to argue? Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like I've kind of almost somewhat got past it.
Yo, from Fuego, what's up? What's up?
Oh Jesus, Fuego. Love that name, Fuego.
Yeah, but
yeah, have you tweeted it?
Yeah, I did. It's on my Twitter.
Twitter.
I'm gonna post it on
let me just retweet, man. And we're good to go. Yo, so what's this going on with Jeff Neal and that? Because I've literally only just caught the headlines.
I mean, dude, the dude's a complete fucking fool. I don't know what to say. Like I don't know if he thinks he's like too cool for school, but he's a dummy, man. In my humble opinion, I think Neil Magny or Wonder Boy took his soul, and Santiago Ponzinibbio is going to take his career. So he's had a good run while it lasted, but he's a dummy, man. The dude, I guess, went drunk, right?
Yeah.
He got drunk. Was just doing a John Jones basically on Thanksgiving, man.
Yeah.
On a family day, man, on a holiday. Yo, Ed. Brendan Allen got locked up. Wow, they gotta make it this name.
This guy, you gotta admit though, the fact that Chris Curtis beat him, bro, it's a bit like
it's a bit like it fucking sucks, man.
Because I picked against Curtis as well, and I think he stepped in on short notice. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm just like, Allen should beat him, and it's just like, what? Just in the way he got knocked out as well. Just like, do you know what fight I got wrong though was Knight and Menifield. I think it was one of the first fights on the card. I thought someone for sure was getting slept, and it just goes 3 rounds. I'm just like, huh?
Well, they almost got slept in that first round.
Yeah, I just thought for sure somebody was going night, and it just didn't plan out like that.
Yeah,
but yeah, freaking hell, man. That card was pretty good though.
Dude, I don't know. Yeah, that Font Aldo fight was phenomenal.
Fucking hell. I don't know. It's just vintage Aldo, really, isn't it? Font never really impressed me, if I'm honest with you. The first 2 minutes of the first round, maybe, but aside from that, he just looked a step behind for me.
Yeah, he did.
Sure. I mean, which is what I've been saying for a minute, because I've been like, yo, look what the fuck they're doing to Jose Aldo. They book him against Pedro Munoz and Cheeto. Are they taking a piss? Like, this guy is one of the best fighters in the division. Like, don't do that to him. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Just like, and then obviously he showed his worth now. So hopefully, I would have liked to have seen him booked against TJ.
Yeah,
I think TJ is just going to sit out and wait for the Aljo Yarn winner, innit? And it's just a thing where you just know Aljo is going to prolong the inevitable kind of thing. So we're probably just going to wait. There's a bit of a logjam at the top of 135, because I think we're just going to see Rob Font and Corey next at some point in the next 4 to 6 months.
I have exams, but I don't care enough. So what's up? Cool. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I feel you, man. Yeah, they kind of did Aldo a little dirty, but I mean, he rose though. He rose and he got it done, man. I mean, he beat those 3 guys, and those guys aren't chumps, you know. So
no, do you know what it is? It wasn't even the fact that he won; it was just the way he won. Like, they looked like they didn't belong with him. Pedro Munoz got fucked up for 15 minutes, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, Rob Font, I think he got dropped in like every round. Maybe he either got dropped or two.
He got
He
hurt
got beat up, bro. He got beat up in every round, and everyone talked about his durability and his chin, bro. I thought James Vick was in the octagon with Jose Aldo, looking getting dropped all the time. It's just like I don't know how many knockdowns he scored.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he exposed them. I feel like. I mean, Font is a good fighter, but I mean, it was weird how many people really thought Font was gonna go out there and kill Aldo.
Like, my money is always on Jose Aldo. I think like for me still he's. I think he beats Corey. I think the Aljo one's a little more interesting because of the grappling involved.
He will destroy Aljo. Stop it, man. Stop.
You think he'd destroy Aljo?
Man, you seen what he's done to like bigger grapplers than Aljo?
Yeah, I know. Like obviously, like Chad Mendes is obviously a prime example, but I don't think Chad Mendes probably has the jiu-jitsu game that like someone who's like an Aljamain Sterling. Like Aljamain Sterling in that division, as much as people hate him, the long arms and the long legs, the dexterity as a whole.
Well,
especially on the ground.
DiCaprio, he has some pretty good long,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, go on.
No, I forgot what I was going to say. He said Jose will murder Aljo, which is fair enough. I think it's a competitive fight, but like again, this is what annoyed me with the Khabib, what he was saying about him. I was like, bro, how are you talking shit about him? Like, do you understand that he's probably top 3 in 2 divisions? He's been in, like over 10 title fights in multiple organizations. He's done it. He's been. Do people understand that he was in his early 20s when he was like basically undefeated and he was just running through people for fun? And it was just like a 145 wasn't an easy cut for him back then as well. So
yeah,
it was just like I don't know. Like for me, like I can't take you seriously if you like disrespect someone like Jose Aldo. Do you know what I mean? It's just like
I feel
for me, it's just one of them. Like I'm not like I like Jose Aldo, but like I said, you know me, innit? I don't consider myself as a stand for a lot of fighters. But it's just like if you like disrespect Jose Aldo for you, that's like it's like an MMA red flag, innit?
I know it is. It is. Well, you know, the good thing is a lot of the fans got his back though. They didn't let
Do you know what made me laugh though, innit? Because I don't know if you've seen it. Before Paddy made his debut, he called Khabib the Karen of MMA.
Yeah.
Now it's starting to fucking make sense now. It's just like it's true though, innit? Khabib's talking a lot for someone who's retired now, man. Fucking hell, it's just like
hey, that's that coach life, you know. That's don't know. He don't got
and he came up like even like Eugene talked about him and saying, "Yo, like what the fuck?" Like I think Eugene went on Submission Radio and started saying stuff about it as well, didn't he?
Yeah, but he has no right to talk. I feel like personally, he is in no position because he said something about the whole entire crew. They've been talking a lot about. And I think I know what he's referring to is because after it, and I don't like it. Don't get it twisted. But after Islam beat Hook, he beat Hooker, right? He, I think Adesanya like had put a bet on Hooker saying easy money or something like that, and Islam had a question: how much money did you lose? And basically it was that kind of banter, and that's all. I think that's what it's stemming from because he kind of went at Israel, and you already know how Israel, the dude wears panties, so it's like those got in a twist, right?
Yeah, I think obviously you know how it is with tweets, and it's like like how you like tweet things get lost in translation as well. Because obviously, like their first language isn't English, is it? So it's just I don't know. Maybe he's just bantering him, and then obviously he got taken the wrong way. You know how it is. Like fighters can be sensitive, innit? You know this as well. Like
they can be, but I mean Eugene is like honestly,
like obviously if Calvin Kattar pulls out, like they're gonna. Now I was just reading Fuego's comment. I think Oliveira is going to chin Poirier, Dustin turning 33, and be talking a lot about welterweight. What's he going to really do at welterweight though, aside from this grudge match with Colby? But that wouldn't happen. Nobody's going to want to watch Dustin and Colby. Not really. I think the fight in that division has got everyone talking probably Jorge Colby, and that's the whole tough stuff that should have happened this year, innit? But let's be real. Like one of them bitched out.
Yeah. But what was it? We was talking about Eugene, right?
Yeah, Eugene.
Yeah.
About the comments in it.
Yeah. So his point was that he was saying like something like, "Oh, it's the purity of the sport, and we have to be respectful and this and that." And like his fighters, Adesanya is literally humping Paulo.
Yeah.
Like, what are you like? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's your purity, bro? Like come on, man. Like stop the cap.
It's one of them though. And I think obviously, you know what? obviously people try to be good people. Like Khabib tries to come across as good and stuff. But obviously, you get things wrong sometimes, and it's just about owning up to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just like he's like no fighter can have two peaks. Yeah, he's right, but like you won't have two peaks. But don't say shit like he fought this guy, did nothing. He was supposed to beat this guy, and then when he fights a lion like Peter Yan, he got beat up. He did well for the first 2 rounds, and Yan's just Yan now, isn't it? It's just like to be honest, I don't even think his performance aged that bad. You know, when you look at what happened in the Aljo fight, and then you look at Corey Sandhagen as well. I don't think he did that bad.
He did pretty good, actually.
I mean, he gave obviously although most of us would have given Corey the first 2 rounds, in reality, I think if you looked at wasn't it the first 2 rounds he got?
I gave him 1. The second round I gave it to Yan.
Did you not score it 3-2?
No, 4-1.
4-1. Okay, I had it 3-2 Peter Yan, but okay.
You know, the hipster, he wasn't doing enough for me.
It
was a good fight, but don't get it too.
It was a good fight. Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, you play UFC 4, and he like Peter Yan. Yeah, he'd throw like the spinning back fist and then a left overhand over the top. I'm thinking, yo, he's been playing too much UFC.
I know, right? They do that so much. Yeah.
He threw a fucking spinning back fist and then throws the left hand over the top. I was just like, what?
Dude, I got so excited when he did that. I thought he was gonna fucking finish that fool.
It's a weird combination though. That would catch you out completely though. Like it's not like a normal combination, like a lead hook, right hook, like a lead uppercut, right hook. Do you know what I mean? It's not a normal combo or a 1-2. It's like you literally someone's throwing a spinning back fist at you and then following it up top with an overhand. It's just like it's weird. Who have you got for Oliveira Dustin though?
I got Charles.
Oh please, he needs to win for obviously. Like I've been wanting to write another article, but if he doesn't win, I'm not writing one because I'll look like a tit already. It's just like, bro, I said he could conquer 3 divisions. Do you know how stupid I want to look if he loses the belt the second he got it? It's just like
I know it's gonna be
fucking praying Francis loses in January as well, bro. Makes Steve look a little bit better. He actually defended the belt.
I'm actually surprised how many people are going with Gane though. I thought it was gonna be more Francis supporters, but
because Francis has no fight IQ, that's why.
No, but I'm just saying, bro. Like it's a little crazy how I would have assumed everyone would be on the Francis train. And that would have been a lot better for Gane, you know. But like in terms of like the energy and stuff
like the pressure and stuff like that. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think it's because Derek Lewis is pretty much the only person in that division who could shut your lights out with 1 punch, and the way he just managed him was just insane. And like even when I watch it back, I'm like, wow, Derek did give up in there. Like I don't want to be harsh on him, but he kind of knew he was just in for a rough night, really. He after he couldn't get going in the first round, like it's just like, what the fuck's he gonna do? It's just like, and Cyril Gane moves like a fucking middleweight, and we say this all the time, but he literally does. Like it's just, I find it baffling how fast he is. Like it's just like I do think obviously the heavyweight division is evolving a bit, and I'm like, yo, Stipe, I don't know what you're doing, but stay away from those 2 motherfuckers, man. Please, can he fight someone like I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with him. He's open to the John Jones fight, but no, but everyone. This is what happened. So before the Francis fight, the journalists were asking, "Oh, what are you gonna do? Like if you lose or if you win or whatever, you consider retirement." He's like, "How comes?" And then he got a bit annoyed. Was like, "How comes after every fight, people ask for me to retire? Like I'm good and stuff." But I don't know. After a knockout like that, man, like
should have fucking called it a day. Francis is a toddler and steroid abusing Goliath body.
Francis, you like I said, have you played UFC the career mode?
Yeah, I played the career mode.
Yeah.
I never played that heavyweight though.
On like I think it was one of the older ones where you can choose where to put your stats up and stuff. Like Francis is just you put all your stats on power and that's it, man. I can't see what he does to really trouble Gane. Like even this whole patient Francis shit, like Francis is just gonna get poked at his ribs, kicked at his legs. He's just gonna get jabbed. He's gonna be like Francis eventually will have to step forward, innit? And it's just like,
I mean, here's what you gotta think. In my humble opinion, I feel like Francis got longer arms than Derek, so I think he possess. I think he does have longer arms than Cyril too. So
yeah, I think he's got one of the longer reaches and like
yeah. So I think that's where I feel like that's where a lot of his his success comes. It's like that thing with Jamal Hill. Like Jamal Hill, like do you see what he did to Crew?
Yeah, you know what? I picked him to I picked Crete to win that, so fair play to him. He did really well.
Yeah, so I still think he's a bit of a fraud. I know he's probably gonna get mad about that, but Derek did a Stipe spamming Derek 5th round KO. Hello, I hope everyone's doing good. Yes, we
We're
is.
good.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, like I was saying, what was I saying? I forgot
About obviously, what's his name, man? Like
Oh, yeah, Jamal
Francis
Hill.
and the jab, yeah, and Hill.
Yes, so it's that length, right? And I think it's the same thing with Usman. Is these guys with longer arms, they might not necessarily be like technically great, but if they have like a little bit of technique and they know how to use that length, they're a really, really big problem. And I think Francis with that length, I think it would give Cyril, because Cyril's gonna have to wrestle. I think like he's gonna have to take him down at least once. So
Yeah. What do you make of Usman Kobe too?
I thought it was really, really close. I thought good on Usman, he got it done.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you think he's as good on the feet as everyone makes out though?
No, he's beatable. I think he got worse. Honestly, I really do think he got worse.
I think his wrestling got worse as well.
Yeah.
Definitely, we saw it in the last couple fights as well, man. I just
Yeah.
think, I just look at him on the feet and I think Leon is so much quicker than Kobe. So much.
And that's the thing. And everyone thinks I'm crazy for saying Leon's gonna beat him, right? But like honest, if you're being God honest, right? If we're talking about just straight up striking, like if we're being for real, like Leon can compete at a amateur to pro level of like Muay Thai or kickboxing. Usman would die in a boxing arena or anywhere. Like I don't care. Like he's beating these guys based on the threat of the takedown.
The thing is, yeah, that's what I said. I think that's what alluded to the Jorge Masvidal KO. Obviously, that impressed me still, but it was just the thing where I just look at him and I think, for someone who everyone says he's tough and this and that, I'm like, Kobe rocked him. He didn't just sting him; he hurt him. He had him hurt a couple of times in that fight. And for someone who supposedly got pillow hands and everything else, he was landing full on 3 pieces as well. It was just like. I just think if Leon moves his feet, Leon will fuck him up, especially on the feet.
That's the only thing that Leon has to really worry about is
the
just
takedown.
I
don't think Leon's not as scared of being taken down as Jorge Masvidal though.
Yeah, but no, he has good takedown defense. But like I'm saying, like he just has to worry about getting hit damn near and getting hit clean. But I mean, I honestly don't think Usman is that much greater than Leon. Like everyone, that's what just shocks me. It's like everyone thinks that Usman is like God.
Yeah, this is what I've been saying, man. It's just like, yo, he only learned how to jab 2 fights ago.
I respect him, bro. I respect him. Like, don't get it twisted. But like, and what he did to Gilbert Burns, I mean, like,
that was very impressive. That the reason why that impressed me so much is because obviously you know how it is, isn't it? When you face adversity, you could easily just fold, but he chose not to. He just carried on, and at the end, like obviously not the first round, but at the end of the second round, he had him seriously hurt, and then obviously he came back in the third round and finished it off. Yeah, so obviously credit to him for that.
And just and first of all, a teammate too. Let's not forget that, like the snake stuff and all that mental stuff he had to go through. But like, I mean, so many people thought Gilbert was gonna really beat Usman, right? It was crazy.
I think my pick was Usman. Like I think I was telling you this before. Like people were getting into me, like being like, "Oh, like Gilbert Burns is like a massive threat." It's just like, yo, for his jiu-jitsu to work, he'd have to get him on the ground first, and that I just couldn't see it happening because he's built like a fucking tree stump. Exactly. And it's just like Usman's like Gilbert Burns is eye level with his fucking belly button. What the fuck's he gonna do? Like it's just like, but. The situation with welterweight's a bit weird because obviously they're trying to line up Colby and Masvidal for the whole tough thing next year.
Yeah.
Leon, I think Usman's supposedly broke his hand.
Yeah.
So Leon ain't fighting him anytime soon. But apparently they wanted to make Khamzat and Burns. And I was thinking, yo, I know Leon wants to sit out and fight for a belt. Fact of the matter is, if Khamzat Chimaev, let's say the fight gets booked, if he beats Gilbert Burns, he's fighting for the belt before you. Like how are we even going to discuss this? He will fight for the belt before Edwards.
Well, it depends. Like he hasn't fought yet. They haven't announced anything yet. Let me read some of these comments though. 47 draw. Well, what do you think about Ryan's Hall fight? I think Derek Miller's gonna expose him. Did y'all see Kobe striking through the uppercut from a mile away? He got worse too. I don't agree with that, but yeah, the uppercut was bad. Yeah, they both look shit. Kamzat can barely make welterweight. Yeah. So okay. So good on Fuego for keeping us on topic. Yeah. So Kamzat,
he's an interesting one, ain't he? He's an interesting one because it's clear to see like people are like, oh, they're not going to make this fight, they're not going to make that fight. Do people forget they tried to make this? People tried to make Dana White tried to make him fight the number 3 ranked welterweight in the world, and this was before he actually beat Li Jinliang. Like, they don't give a fuck. They will do what they want. Yeah. Like, they will do what they want, and he makes money. Like, he will make them money. So it's just like, and they definitely want to have Kamzat fight Usman before he retires, and they know Usman's not got long left.
Yeah, and I mean,
because it becomes one of them fantasy matchups afterwards. It's like, what if these two were shared an octagon together? What would happen? They want to make it before that's even the case.
Honestly, okay, let's talk about. Do you think I feel like Usman could beat Chimaev, or no?
Yeah, of course he can. Of course he can. Like,
I see a lot of people that think he's the one. Like, that's what's crazy to me.
It's scary to me how fucking big he is. I won't lie to you. I do feel like he's a bit of a weight bully, especially some of the stuff he showed me as well.
Oh my god, the Hermanson fight was insane.
How big did he look compared to fucking Hermanson though? And Hermanson's supposed to be a guy that walks around 200 pounds, 210 pounds.
When Hermanson fought Kelvin Gastelum, I'll never forget this. He looked like a giant in there.
That was when he subbed him in the first round, didn't it?
Yeah, he looked like a giant, and then
I thought so. Like, your boy KG lost in it to another top fighter. Shock.
So he looked small against Chimaev, right? And it's like, what's going on, bro? I feel bad for Li Jinliang because he probably was like, bro, this ain't even fair. And
this Jinliang guy, he's like 5'8", 5'9". I don't know, bro. He looked tiny in there, man. He never looked that big to me. Anyways, like even he came up against Ponzinibbio as well. Have no idea how the fuck he managed that though. But that for me is probably one of the upsets of the year for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Kamzat had one fight at welterweight, and the guy he fought got cut. Then he got number 11. If that ain't
this was the Reece McKee guy that I was telling you about.
I don't know what it is.
He came from the UK somewhere. Like this guy's a lightweight, and he fought a lightweight when he's a fully blown middleweight. He's as big as like Darren Till.
This guy, right?
You know it, man. Whether they're from Chechnya or Dagestan, bro, they don't like fighting in their own weight class, isn't it? Fucking weight bullies, bro. Khabib walking at 200 pounds as well, fighting at lightweight. It's fucking ridiculous in itself.
You know what? I'll give Khabib a pass because he didn't look like a weight bully though. I'll be Islam and Kamzat. I agree, but I feel like Khabib didn't look bigger than his opponents.
But have you seen how big Khabib looks outside the camp though? He looks massive.
I think he's just a fat boy.
Yeah, I just saw him. I think he was at that Arnold, like he was at this event, and him and GSP greeted each other.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, you do realize that GSP's walk around weight's around 210 as well. I was like, looking at him, Khabib, fucking hell, bro. Like, Khabib looks massive, man. And Khabib's massive, man. But
he might be like, you could call him technically a weight bully. But
technically, Dustin Poirier is as well. His walk around weight is the one weight as well.
Like, if we're being fair, he doesn't look that big. Like
Dustin, he does. Dustin does.
No, I'm talking about Khabib when he fights. Like if you look at pictures of Khabib, right, doesn't he doesn't look that big. I don't think he has a big frame, but I think he's just a fat. I think he's a fat boy. That's what I think. But,
are you saying he's a bit like me then? Like he's just like a bit square then? He's just a bit.
I think he enjoys some tiramisu in the
great. It's just like when Tony calls him fathead all the time.
I don't think
even what's it called? There was a bit of an asterisk around his fight with Justin Gaethje in it. Did you remember the whole weight?
Yeah, they're talking about it. Khabib, biggest weight bully. Khabib literally missed weight last time. Khabib pulled out because he ate cake. Same with Dustin. Khabib is so annoying these days.
But do you remember what's it called? So Colby went on submission radio on it after the fight.
Yeah.
And he was saying when him and Dustin used to be on the scales, like Dustin would weigh more than him. And to be honest, based on what I know around their walk around weights, I kind of freaking believe that as well. Like, but I think me and you said this as well. Like, if there was a 165-pound division, like Colby would definitely rule that division. And it's just like, like he's a great fighter. Like, one, he was right in saying, how is he not on the pound for pound rankings when Dustin Poirier is? And all these, come on, look at the pound for pound rankings, yeah, and half of them aren't as good pound for pound as Colby Covington is.
I think they got on there because they had interim titles, right? That's the only thing they got on there. That's all right. Like,
I think it's because he beat Conor.
And no, he beat Max. That's probably why.
But even so, though, like we're saying, so say Usman is the pound for pound number one in the rankings, yeah. We're telling you a guy that's won 40-50% of the rounds that he's fought against the so-called pound for pound number one. You're telling me you don't deserve to be in the top 10 somewhere?
Yeah, I know, I do.
Like Justin Gaethje was on there, like.
Yeah, it's because of the Tony fight. I mean, I think that. Tony,
I'm gonna have a look at who's on there actually, but honestly, I just don't think any of them as good as Colby Covington. It's just like
Tony crazy.
Oh my goodness, they put John Jones on the 6. This is funny. Cyril Gane's on there, fair enough. Jan Blachowicz, he just got embarrassed. Robert Whittaker, fair enough. Glover, they moved him up to number 12. Fucking hell. Peter Yan. Moreno's on there. He's the best in his division, but pound for pound, is he the 10th best fighter in the UFC? No. Stipe's on there. Yep, my boy should be higher up, but I'll let that slide. Charles Oliveira, fair enough. Max Holloway, yep. John Jones, yep. Dustin Poirier, a couple wins over Conor. Francis Ngannou, Israel Adesanya, it's just like Volkanovski, Usman. These guys don't deserve a place over Colby Covington though. Like,
I mean, not
Francis Ngannou, pound for pound, is a more skilled fighter than Colby Covington. No, he's not.
He's not more skilled, but it's accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? I understand.
But Colby has an interim belt as well. So your logic, if Dustin got it after he won the interim
belt,
that
is true.
Same for Justin Gaethje. It's like, I'm looking at this and thinking, he's right though. Like, as much as people hate him,
yeah,
how the fuck is Brandon Moreno number 10? Like, he lost twice to the guy who's ranked number 3 in his division.
Yeah,
and he's drawn against number 2, and he drew against Figueiredo and beat him the second time. So he hasn't really done anything in that division, really.
Yeah,
like, not in a rude way. I like him; he's a cool guy, but I just don't see on what planet that Colby Covington doesn't deserve to be on those rankings.
Yeah,
because do you get what I mean? If you're saying Usman is the pound for pound number 1 UFC fighter, right? Pound for pound, and you've got a guy in there who's shared the octagon with him twice and won up to 40, if not 50% of the rounds he's been in there with him. You're telling me he don't deserve to be at least top 5 then, by that logic?
No, I feel you. I think you're right, but I think what their point is that it's all about resumes, right? And Colby's my boy, but
yeah,
he has not fought the strength of schedule like a Dustin Poirier or even Justin Gaethje's last 5 isn't the greatest, but it's a pretty decent last 5 at the time he did it.
Yeah.
If you look at Dustin, who he's beaten, like some people consider him legitimately the greatest lightweight of all time. Like, some people say that.
I've said, I think me and you've had this discussion. I think he's got the best resume of any lightweight.
Yeah,
that's based on the former champs, but like, you can't call him the best lightweight when he's literally just lost to Khabib in it, and he wasn't even competitive at all. Like, aside from the guillotine attempt,
it really wasn't. Right. He quit. Everyone likes to call Charles a quitter. He
did quit in there. This is what I weren't liking that, because I weren't liking Justin's comments about Charles Oliveira, and I weren't liking Dustin's comments about him either. And it's like to put things in perspective, Charles Oliveira was like under the age of 24 fighting in the UFC, fighting Cub Swanson, who at the time was top 4 featherweights in his prime. Bro, what 23-year-old fights one of the best fighters in the world? Like, what the fuck? And people saying he's quitting. He's fighting the best fighters in the world, yeah. Like, at that age is crazy to me. And he's been doing it in 2 weight classes as well. You gotta admit as well, like, I think as well. Obviously, between the ages of obviously mid to late 20s, obviously the guy was putting on muscle. He was growing into his frame, everything else. So the weight cuts were getting worse for him, and everyone's saying he quit. Like Charles, like even Chandler was saying, "Oh, he quit on himself because he didn't want to make the weight."
Yeah.
Like, you're a 35-year-old man. You're not going to get any bigger, are you? Let's be real. Like, he's not.
Yeah.
Like Chandler's not all of a sudden going to become a fucking light heavyweight, is he? Like, he's not.
Yeah. Man, he be looking like one sometimes. Like, I swear. He be jacked, man. That dude's jacked. But let me read some of these. Joel Alvarez, next 155 champ, if he can make weight, of course. I mean, he looked amazing in his last fight.
He's fighting at 170 now. Is he not fighting 170?
No, he's fighting, I think, Arman. Next fight.
Oh, he's fighting Arman. This is the thing, though, isn't it? If Arman beats him, he'll somehow get moved up to number 9. I don't get how these guys fight unranked guys and they go up to, like, up the rankings. Like, Fiziev is another one. It's just like, I don't know, man. It's Fiziev, Arman. It's just all these guys are all in the bracket. It's like Arman beat Giagos and he goes up to fucking number 13 or whatever it is. It's just like he was supposed to beat Giagos. Like, it's just like, oh my goodness. I guess these guys need to fight. These guys need to fight guys around them, bro, rather than fighting these bum fights, man.
Now he can't defend a takedown. Oh yeah, you're talking about Tony. Dean. Did anyone saw Spike Carlos last fight? In Bellator, what a comeback! Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, did you see the Pettis kid with the knockout?
Oh yeah, against Horiguchi, bro. He was losing the whole fight.
He was losing all of the fights. He was losing the whole fight, wasn't he?
Bro, and then he does that, bro.
Bro, that's the Pettis boys for you, man. Like, bro, they took my boy Wonder Boy's soul as well, bro. That's what they do, bro. They look like bums the whole fight, and then just spring up a bigger magic. It's just like.
I like Wonder Boy. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I made so much money on Pettis that day. That's why I will forever.
Did you bet on Pettis?
Yeah, I will forever. He's such a big dog in that fight, so I was like, I almost had to. And
you bet on him just because of the odds. I thought you would have had some like smart reason for why you. Bet on Pettis,
I thought he had a chance, but the odds were just not. It was one of the things you just throw a little money, like you throw $20 in there just for fun. Right, like nothing crazy, and let's see what happens, right? And then
is Hefe Senior condoning gambling in the household?
No, I'm not dumb though. I'm not like these dummies. Like, did you? So, dude, since we're talking about Horiguchi and Pettis, right? Apparently, I was listening to the Big John McCarthy and Josh Thompson podcast, and they were saying some dude bet $500,000 on Horiguchi, right?
Fuck.
He was talking so much shit for the first 3 rounds, and in that 4th round. He literally almost had like a comatose coma. Like he almost like lost his mind. And apparently he didn't leave the arena until he was forced to. Like he was in shock.
$500,000 though. You got me. Like, do you know what it is? I always thought the type of people who bet that money, it's like $500,000 should be like a nickel to you, not like literally half of your earnings or whatever the fuck. It's so ridiculous, isn't it? But
I don't.
you know what it is, yeah. But, do you remember the card with Phil Hawes on it?
Oh, dude, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Bro, I had a bet on that, yeah, and he was the one who let me down. I was like, and it was the first fight. It was the first one of the card as well.
Oh, so it was against that idiot Chris Curtis.
Yeah, man, fucking Chris Curtis, man. He's
I used to love Chris Curtis. That's when I loved him. But then he betrayed me and he wouldn't just fucking lose like he's supposed to. I don't know. That dude is not good. I don't know how he's doing this. I don't know what magic or what pills he's been taking, but he's not good. But when he goes down to welterweight, he will get exposed.
He looks homeless to me. I don't know why.
I know you could be homeless, man.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, man, honestly, that Phil Hawes thing annoyed me because I thought Phil Hawes is by far the better fighter. How the fuck? You're right, though. He fucking gusts the wind and he does the chicken dance, though, innit? Fucking hell. I watched some of his fights after that, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!"
Did you see the Julian Marquez knockout?
Which one?
The Julian. Search up Julian if you can find it. I'll send it to you. The Julian Marquez knockout is probably the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. But yeah,
you know what? His finishes are kind of violent though as well. Like it's a weird one because even the Sam Alvey one, man, that was a mad meme as well. Yeah, he was clearly out though. I don't understand. Like, you want about the one where he KOs Phil Hawes?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen this. The head kick. Yeah, I saw this.
Dude,
this was on Contender Series. I've seen this.
Look at the way Phil just like falls. Look at his legs. Look at this.
How the fuck did he get a contract though? Like I don't understand. Like
he waited after. Like so he waited after, and then he got on the Contender Series again, then won. And then, but I ain't gonna lie, when during that time he had a really good streak of wins, and he was looking good. He was looking somewhat impressive.
Nah, he was. That's what made me high on him. But I forgot. I completely forgot it was him that got knocked out.
Yeah,
but yeah, I remember seeing that KO. That KO was nasty though.
When I saw the Amaya fight, I mean, he looked garbage, and I don't know how. I feel like Amaya just kind of like spaced out, but like Amaya had him like hurt dead to rights, and I didn't rate Amaya like that. So, but when I found out he was good, I was like, "Fuck!" Now Phil Hawes is gonna get credit.
Is that the Nasruddin guy? Am I confused with someone else?
Nasruddin Amaya, right? Yeah. And
is he ranked now? Is he ranked now?
Ranked.
He beat Edmund, isn't it?
Yeah, Edmund's still ranked. Which is crazy. I thought they would have kicked him out, but he's still in the rankings.
You would have thought because of his age, though, like they would have just kicked him out and just let him develop in another organization.
Yeah,
kind of like what they did to Sage Northcutt.
Yeah, and right now, recently,
I don't see why would they keep. I don't know why they'd keep him still at middleweight because there's some unranked middleweights that they would just fuck him up. Like they would. It's no good for the kid just getting beaten up like that all the time. And he's learning nothing. Just let him go out into another organization and get some. I don't know, not wins, but get some experience under his wing. I don't think it's because he's
Brad though. That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, he just used to hold pads for Ronda Rousey, isn't it? That's why he's in the UFC. It's true though, isn't it? That's what it is. Like, no other reason. People can't convince me otherwise. It's just like,
and maybe he needs a new manager because I think Ronda's his manager too.
Yeah, but are they booking? They're booking Hall and Till, aren't they?
Yeah, that's gonna be like a staring match. That's gonna be boring.
I feel like it's gonna be like one of them chess matches. I don't know why. Yeah, Till refuses to engage ever since he's been knocked out by Jorge Masvidal. You just don't look the same.
Yeah.
Like, I just think obviously like the Rob fight. I don't know, man. Like the Rob fight, he didn't really engage. Like by the time he got back into the fight, it was too late, in my opinion. It was just like he only started fighting. The Calvin Gastelum one was the one that surprised me.
Yeah,
and it's just
that one shocked me too.
Like I thought that fight was gonna be so good. I mean, it really wasn't, man.
Yeah. The Bum Thompson said Pettis would beat Jan. That is nonsense. Never.
As in Sergio Pettis.
Yeah. Do you think Mir will retire or keep taking?
Bro, he'll keep taking fights, don't it? It's not the first time that kind of stuff's happened. He's one of a few fighters that have like actually submitted to strikes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like obviously it's nasty. It's a shame when that happens though. It's like he's in his 40s as well, and he's still taking these fights on. It's just I don't understand. Like
Pulev had some like he was nice.
Bro, he was nice, but how is Frank Mir? Yeah, he's renowned for his jiu-jitsu, fighting like one of the heavyweight contenders of the world. What the fuck?
A legitimate boxer too.
Yeah, legit boxer, man. You know how it is at heavyweight, man. You get touched there, man. You're taking some damage, man. I was
talking to one of my friends before the fight happened. He's like, "Oh, didn't that guy get knocked out by Anthony Joshua?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Bro,
it's like
he's literally only lost to Klitschko. He's only lost to Klitschko and Joshua, like two of the.
Yeah, I'm like, that don't matter. Like he's still gonna kill Mir. Like, but yeah, it's gonna.
I don't get it though. Do you think these boxers will ever come to our playground?
I mean. Who I forgot his name. Who did it? Someone did it, but no, most of them.
Someone did it back in the day, didn't they? It was a heavyweight, though, wasn't it?
Was it against against Couture, I think.
Do you know Crawford's got wrestling credentials? Yeah,
he does. He does.
But he wouldn't come through.
His son's wrestled.
Terence Crawford. He's from Nebraska as well, isn't it? Yeah. I think he did a bit as well.
Yeah, let me.
But obviously, it's not going to stand like it's not like a standard like Kamal Usman. He probably quit like 15 or something.
Yeah,
he's an interesting one. It's also, I really like. I saw his fight.
It was James Toney. That was the boxer.
Yeah, I saw his fight against Sean Porter. Fuck me, man. He looks good. Like,
he really is.
Wow, he really is good, man. It's scary to me that he fights so good on both stances as well. Like, he's just good on both stances. It's just very, like, you know as well as I do, innit? Like, it's almost like a wet dream for a fighter to be a switch stance fighter because they're just so good on both sides and they can just deal with any adversity. Like in MMA as well, with how prominent the calf kicks are, you got to learn how to fight on both stances. Like we saw it with Michael Chandler in the Gaethje fight. You just can't fight in a stance. He couldn't fight in the southpaw stance to save his life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's good at switching. I give him that. Like he knows how to switch in combinations, but he cannot like stay.
He cannot stay in southpaw though.
Yeah.
Like I think that's where the uppercut came from as well in round 2. I might be wrong.
Because I remember when he beat Hooker, and I think when he beat Benson Henderson, for those knockouts, he actually switched his stance and threw the rear hook. But yeah, I mean, yeah, when your legs go, they go. But dude, Porter made that fight really good though. I give him that because he was going forward. And just,
I think the clash of heads kind of ruined it a bit. But yeah.
I mean, he's on a different level. He can really finish high-level fighters.
Yeah, Porter's the only one that I really like because he's the only one. I look at his resume, regardless of whether he's lost or not. He's fought the very best.
Oh, dude, the dude's a fucking legend, man.
I like that guy a lot, man. Like, regardless of whether people shit on him or whatever, I'm like, bro, how can you shit on a guy who's not afraid to fight anybody like in that division? It's like the same with Dan Hooker. Like, you look at Dan Hooker's resume and you look at the rankings. He's fought half of them. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's just like, how can you fucking shit on someone like that? It's just like,
what do you think ridiculous. About Holland going to welterweight?
He's gonna have the same problems.
Yeah, I mean, depends. If they give him D-Rod, I think he can win that fight. I think he really can win that.
Do you think they give him D-Rod, or do you think they just give him Li Jinliang, who's a fucking midget compared to him, and just get him sparked?
I mean, I don't know.
I personally would have liked to see him against Ponzinibbio, though.
I like the D-Rod match. I want to see D-Rod get hurt. No, not gonna lie, because of Kevin Lee, man. I feel like he ruined my boy Lee's career because of that.
What's this about them cutting him through email though?
That's so fucked up, man. That is so fucked up.
I really did you hear what you said to me was really interesting. It was true as well. He said, "Don't take these exciting fights. Don't take the high risk fights. Just play it safe. Avoid these guys and take the fights that like you're going to win that kind of thing." I'm like, bro, we've said this multiple times. Yeah, Kevin Lee does not take an easy fight ever. He fought Gillespie when Gillespie was fought Charles Oliveira when Oliveira was like 13 at the time, ranked 13 at the time. No, he was on like a 7-fight win streak or something at the time. No one wanted to fight him, and he even said, "If I beat Charles Oliveira, I want to fight Islam Makhachev next." Again, Islam Makhachev was a guy who was struggling to get fights. He then fought. Who did he fight? He fought RDA. He fought Tony Ferguson when Tony Ferguson was a fucking monster. It's just like, and then he got that easy win over Chiesa. But aside from that, like, you know what I mean? Like, No, I'm joking about that. But in seriousness, though, he don't take easy fights, does he? Fucking hell. Like, I can't remember the last time he took an easy fight.
Yeah, like, I mean, dude, Kevin, he got screwed, man. He really did.
He's a number one that 165 would be perfect for. It's like 170. Do you know what it is? He's long, but he don't look like to me like he weighs too much. Like, I imagine a lot of the welterweights weigh over 200 pounds. He just doesn't look like he weighs 200 pounds.
I'm gonna say it right now. He needs to leave Dewey Cooper. You know the guy with the dreads that's always in his corner?
Yeah, Francis's coach.
Yeah, he needs to leave. I think Dewey's good with Francis. I think that's a good pairing, but he needs to leave. I mean, honestly, when he left Dewey for the Gregor fight, he looked the best he's ever looked. Even for the Charles fight, he didn't look bad. He actually.
I don't think he looked. He didn't look bad, especially on the feet as well. He didn't look bad at all.
It was against Devon. It looked like he couldn't. Besides throwing a fucking weak, lazy jab, looked like he couldn't box at all.
It baffles me. I'm looking at welterweight rankings now. See who they can match him up against. Ponzinibbio, Li Jinliang, Jeff Neal, Khamzat Chimaev. I would love to see him go up against Bilal Muhammad after Wonderboy smokes him. I just send him to the shadow round because
imagine if he beats Wonderboy though. Like,
bro, don't even say that, man.
It would be like a meltdown on Twitter, bro. People would be in tears.
Bro, I'll be in tears. I know that. Freaking
oh my god. Jeez. I mean,
I'll be honest, innit? He couldn't even deal with Leon on the feet. Like,
yeah, Bilal can't even like crack an egg, man. So
in a 15-minute fight, is it 15 minutes?
yeah,
It's 3-round fight, isn't it? Yeah.
my boy Woom Record. What's up, eBay? How you doing, Brody? But I mean, yeah, Bilal will get smoked, man. I don't know if he'll get smoked, but he'll lose. He'll lose for sure. Because he could just lose the decision. He's gonna shoot for takedowns though. I know that.
Bilal, remember the ass whooping that Wonder Boy's gonna give you, Muhammad. Oh fucking hell, man.
Did you remember when they thought he was gonna beat Leon though?
I don't understand where that. I don't even understand how that even became a topic of conversation. Dude, so stupid it is.
I was getting berated by people in the comments when I did like a breaking news video for that and saying like, oh, they're gonna fight, and I said it was a tune-up fight for Leon. That's what I said. And
as harsh as it is, it's true though. It was a tune-up fight, and people are legitimately.
God, they got so fucking mad over that.
Yeah, I watched that fight back the other day. I just pissed myself laughing, thinking those two were in the same octagon. Do you know what's funny as well? Yeah, do you know when someone talks shit on Twitter, like a fighter talks shit to another fighter, you're like, oh, okay, we deep down we don't know how this has gone because we've never seen this fight before. But it's like when Bilal's talking shit to Leon about beating him, it's like you do realize we've seen you both in the same octagon and we saw what happened. Like, how are you talking to him like you're gonna fuck him up? Like, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Be honest, this is not stupid. Like, say I talk shit to you on Twitter, knowing that the last time me and you stepped in an octagon, you walked to my house. Is it not stupid?
It's ridiculous. Like, but I mean, I kind of do respect it. You got to be a really confident person to do that. You know,
you've got to be. I think the head kick rocked him a bit too much though.
Or delusional, but yeah, I mean, Chris Curtis is the unranked Derek Brunson. Imagine if Chris went blonde, bro. I mean, I am praying. That man, dude, he was cool. You know, this is the problem, Ed. When you get a little bit of power, right, it gets to your head, and you start doing things you're gonna regret. And he did not need to do. Brendan was a promising middleweight, bro. Like, and you know the worst part was Sean Strickland was in the corner, right? And I saw the video of Sean like just going crazy after, because him and Chris Curtis are like best friends damn near, right? And I was praying that Brandon would beat Chris Curtis and then would call out Sean and it would develop that storyline, right? Obviously, he wasn't going to fight Sean immediately, but you could see, you know, coming down the line when, you know, Brandon's working his way up to that top spot.
Yeah, right? No, I know what you mean, but Sean Strickland's a weird one because he turned down the Darren Till fight, isn't it?
Yeah, but fucking that dummy Chris Curtis has to go out there thinking he's a legit prospect and ruin everything. And like, no, not even he's not even young enough to be a prospect.
He's not young enough to be a prospect. He's had a fair few fights, hasn't he? He's had like 25 fights or something.
Fucking hell, man! I gotta deal with this. Like, I hope he goes to natural weight class. Like, dude got beat by Bilal Muhammad, bro. He's nothing special, man.
Would you like to see Allen versus Muniz?
Yeah, I think that would have been. I mean, if Allen would have fought Roman Dolizzi like he was supposed to, he would have fucking beat the crap out of that dude. But
what's the South African guy in middle? Is it middleweight?
Yeah.
I mean, he was supposed to have a fight, but he got called off, didn't it?
Yeah, he was supposed to fight Muniz, but I'm not too. I mean, he's good, but I mean, I don't like the way he strikes though. I feel like he's more of a grappler, but he has that like knockout victory that everyone talks about over Trevin Giles.
Yeah, that was the one I was going to talk about.
He looked so before that fight. He looked so stiff. I didn't like it. Yeah, but he's like he got power though. I think Jared is gonna chin Derek. How do you feel about that fight? You know, I get Superman.
I said to you that Jared's the only guy to suck at 3 different weight classes, bro. Derek's gonna eat him. Yeah. You're gonna die here blood when Derek wins that fight, innit?
I do know. I'm going Derek, man. Derek's my boy. But I would do it just in general.
I do think Derek will beat him though, all banter aside. I just think, I don't know, man. Jared Cunningham flatters to deceive for me.
I mean, here's the only issue I have with the fight.
He's got solid leg kicks, but his hands are okay, but nothing that I ain't seen. So it's the same combinations. He's a bit rudimentary in his approach. Him versus Strickland would be like a mirror match almost. I would like to have seen those two together at some point.
But I mean, I feel like Strickland got better better hands.
Yeah, his hands are better than Jared's. But I think Jared hits slightly harder though, which makes the fight interesting because Sean doesn't really look phased or like really get cracked in fights. So it'd be interesting to see how we would deal with it. But if the rankings weren't so much as a factor, stylistically, I would have liked to see those two at some point, Jared and Strickland. But you know what? When Jared gets his ass whooped, we'll see him we'll see him go to 170, and we'll see him like beat ass in another weight class as well. So.
Yeah. But I mean, here's what I think about Jared. I mean, I think he has a really good chance actually against Derek. Even though
I think Kevin Holland would beat Jared coming here.
Yeah, I could see that. I could actually. I don't think you're crazy for saying that. But the thing about that matchup with Derek is, as much as Derek's my boy, and I've been riding with him for a minute, and I've been talking a lot of shit about Jared too on Twitter. It's the way Jared, not Jared, even Jared throws a great uppercut, but the way Derek shoots for takedowns is not as bad as Curtis Blades. But oh my god, bro!
It does. It looks desperate. It looks like it's begging an uppercut, isn't it?
And Jared can hit hard, man, and it does scare me. I am a little scared. If I watch that live, man, I'll be so scared for Blonde Brunson, man. Because like, dude, he should be fighting for a belt. He really should be fighting for a belt in terms of like he should be able to he should do what TJ.
I know what you mean in terms of merit, yeah, but it's just a thing where it's like. To be honest, Rob should have realistically fought for the belt after the very first fight he won after he lost his belt. I think even after the Till fight, he deserved a title shot. Because everyone, let's be real, if Till had won that fight, Till would have got a match against Izzy. So I don't see why the energy is different because Rob won it. And Izzy decided to go to 205 when his daddy Jones isn't there. How did that play out? The fact that he lost to Yarn even looks even worse now because Glover fucking took him out in 2 rounds.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful what Glover did that day.
But I think do you know what it is? I think your breakdown made me pick Glover, but I had Glover in my head anyways.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck me, everybody's really everyone's really on the Yarn train now, aren't they? Where was this energy like a year ago? Like
exactly. That's what I was like. Oh my god! And you know what's crazy? Corey Anderson would have beat Jan if he never got like confident in his striking. I'm just gonna say he would have beat that man. Everyone fucking
if buts maybes, man. If my auntie had a dick, she'd be my uncle, innit? It's just one of them things.
Dude, it's just the truth, man. That man.
Yeah, but Corey doesn't just get knocked out, bro. He gets slept. Like even is it the Jimmy Manuel one?
Yeah.
Fuck me, man. He gets knocked out bad, doesn't he? He don't just like get a little TKO or he's against the fence and someone's teeing off on him and then the ref calls it off. It's not like that. When Corey gets knocked out, he gets slept, boy.
But hey, he's sleeping people now. You saw what he did to that boy Bader. We get for that strap.
Bader's like 47, man. 5 kids and 3 baby moms, bro. Of course he was gonna beat Bader. Like Nemkov will put a clinic on him though.
We gonna see. I think Corey's gonna. I think he's gonna give Nemkov a lot of
problems. Be honest though, because everyone's a bit annoyed that Bellator didn't take up Kevin Lee. How do you think it would have? Like, I don't think he would win the belt there, but how would it have looked if he won the belt when he's got 2 wins in his last 7 bouts?
Yeah,
it would not have looked great at all.
It doesn't make sense to me, but because his brother fights at Bellator, so I'm like, why didn't they take Kevin? But I mean. I think he could do okay. Like their 170 division isn't the greatest, but I think some of the top guys give him problems, like Jason Jackson Jr. I think he can beat Paul Daly. I'll say that.
Well, what's the Jamaican guy called? The one with the long limbs?
Yeah, Jason Jackson Jr.
Yeah, him. Yeah, I think he'd fuck him up.
Yeah.
I think he'd fuck him up bad.
I mean, I might not like MVP, but I think MVP would give Kevin problems. What's his name? Amislav would kill Kevin Lee. Like I'm sorry, that dude's too good. I think he could probably beat Douglas Lima because Lima don't know how to wrestle. So
this is what I've been saying. Do you know what it is? Yeah, like I like Douglas Lima, but there was a combination of 2 things that made people believe he was fucking legit. It was Joe Rogan fucking talking about him, saying that he could give Usman a fight if he was in the UFC, and he said he'd beat Colby or some shit like that.
Yeah,
and then he said And then it was the MVP knockout, and I was like, but MVP was piecing him up until that point.
Yeah.
So it was just like, and he beat him in the rematch, and I weren't really surprised. It's just that I was a bit shook here for a second that Lima nearly knocked him out the same way.
Yeah.
I was like, for fuck's sake, why is this happening to the UK boys, man? Leave us alone. Like, we see Leon get rocked the other week, and then that happened. I was like, fuck off, leave us alone. Just like, at that point. But Leon looks like he's enjoying life right now, man. He ain't thinking about fighting right now. You've seen his Instagram.
Jeez. Yeah, he looks like he's having fun. But
he's in Dubai, man. He's chilling, driving cars, all the rest, man. I'm just hoping, the eyes are not off the fucking prize. Because we need to take the CEO of EPO out, bro. We need the welterweight gold to come back to the UK.
I would be sad that the belt will go to y'all, but I would just be so happy that they fucking end this goddamn facade that like this god of welterweight has risen. Like, dude, it's nuts, bro. I just don't like how people act like he's unbeatable.
I still think GSP is more well-rounded than Kamaru Usman.
I mean, he has a submission game. I feel like you might be right. Yeah, like GSP has a legit.
It's not even that. I think like Kamaru is obviously the weakest attribute of his game. I think it's his submission game because he's literally got one submission on his record, and everyone talks about his exceptional grappling. He's got good control, but he's not exceptional in terms of grappling or transitions or anything like that. He literally just holds you in one spot, which is what I've always been saying about. I was like, I think people use the terminology and use it a bit wrong. It's like, Kamaru's an exceptional grappler. And, his ground game's amazing. It's like, is it really? Like, is his ground game really amazing? Like, his control's good and he's able to pin you down. But I don't see this guy initiate submissions. Like, I saw this guy trying to kick, rubbing feet with Damian Maia.
Dude, that was hilarious.
Well, shit was embarrassing. Like, it's just, but yeah.
But I mean, okay, let me answer this. Yuri beats Glover with ease, right? Hell no.
But Yuri Prohaska?
Yeah. Look, he should not be fighting for a belt.
Is that fight definitely next, though?
It has to be because Rakic is going to put the final nail in the coffin for
y'all. I thought Rakic was fighting in December, but then Smith pulled out, right?
Yep, he's done. We're not dealing with Lionheart bum.
Couldn't Glover just take 6 months off and then have Yuri and Rakic fight for the interim, and then we have a number one contender fight that way?
I mean, if God was on our side, but I mean, Rakic is definitely fighting Jan.
I'll be real. Like, I like Yuri. I'm not opposed to him fighting for the belt, but I would like to see him fight Rakic. If it was up to me, I'd like to see him fight Rakic.
It's because you have common sense, but that dude does not want to fight Rakic because obviously, you wouldn't want to fight your dad, and I get it. Like, it's not, you don't want to. I wouldn't want to fight my dad. So it's just one of those things. That dude is he's an undercover bum, and he got everyone fucking fooled. And dude, he's a knockout waiting to happen, bro. Like King Mo killed this dude, bro. Like
I do look. Like, I said this about the Volkov fight, the Uzdemir fight. He did take way too many hits for my liking. Like but there's only so long he could do that for, really, especially at a weight class like 205. Do you get what I mean? Like, you can't just walk through shots for the next 20 years or whatever. It's like, look at Chuck Liddell, man. Look what the fuck's happened to him. Like, you probably blow in his direction and he'll fall over like a deck of cards now. Like, it's unfortunate now. And that guy used to be someone we all looked up to and we all admired the way he fights. But that shit comes at a price, man. Especially someone like Rakic. Rakic is a lot more clear-headed when he's in the octagon as well. And it surprised me as well because I think the Thiago Santos fight, as much as we were disappointed there was no chaos, it impressed me how well he was able to just control the outcome of the fight from second one to the very last second.
He made him look like a fool. Thiago Santos was finna do something. And I remember Thiago was talking, like, he made these little videos where like he'd be shadow boxing and he'd be looking at the picture of Rakic and just be like shaking his head like not on my level or some shit. And then it's like after Rakic beat him, he reposted and said, "Oh," with the thinking emoji, like, "How well did this go?" Like
that's actually funny. Do you know what I was gonna ask? You know the whole Yana Kunitskaya saga?
No,
apparently she was pregnant.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Apparently she was pregnant when she was in the octagon. Is there any truth to this? Because everyone's trying to line up the dates and stuff.
I mean, I don't know. I do not know about that. But
surely the fucking medicals would have picked up on that shit, though, right?
She got hit with a body shot. I mean, pretty good, and she fell. I mean, that's probably that's how she got finished. But I mean, that's pretty sick, man. If she fought pregnant, I mean, she's a dummy. And
I don't think just that though. Like the commissions and the medics and whoever the fuck cleared that though. If that was the case,
I mean, she could get away with that. She could, like, when you think about it, like fucking Michael Bisping got away with like fighting with one eye, you know? Like,
yeah, I still think to this day, how the fuck was that possible though? Like,
yes.
fuck me, like, because I literally don't know. Reyes had him shooting. That is true, you know. This is what I was saying. Like, Reyes had him hurt on that fight as well.
Yeah, Rakic didn't want to fight Yuri. Yeah, that is true. But now he wants to fight him because it makes sense. All right, so stop it. All right.
I think a lot of them though. I know I love Glover. Like I said, I think when I tweeted when he won his battle, it's like, yo, for the last 2 decades, he's fought the very best in the game. You can't fault him. And now he's finally got his like just desserts. I was like, well done and it's salute. But I'm like, I do think that a lot of the light heavyweights are looking at him like he's a free meal ticket though.
I mean, he is for like Rakic, but this Yuri guy, man, I don't. I'm praying to God like Glover can pull something. Like if he can just, like he just needs one more fight. That's it. Just one more win, one more last hurrah, and then when Rakic gets up there, just give the belt to the rightful best light heavyweight in the world.
I wouldn't be opposed to Glover fighting someone like, how do I explain it? I wouldn't be. Do you remember when Bisping won the belt and he had his fight with Dan Henderson?
Yeah, I know.
It was like a homage thing. I would have liked to have seen. I kind of would have liked to have seen Glover fight someone that was almost like, what's it called, like a symbolic thing. Get his one like title defense, leave out on the high. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't want to see him fight Yuri or Rakic. Like I respect him. I have so much time for Glover that.
But I
actually don't want to see that fight though.
He has a really good chance against Yuri. I really do think. I don't think Yuri can grapple like that.
Yeah, I don't think he can. But
I think he actually has a decent chance. But I mean, against Rakic, I think it would be mutilation and he'd get embarrassed. But
like I said, it was just for me. It was like, yo, say I don't know, man. So throw up some veterans' name at 205. I can't think off the top of my head. Say Glover had a fight, like one of his last hurrah fights.
You could have put the crackhead in there, John with him. First.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, so let's say Glover won his fight. This like homage fight, like similar to what Bisping had with Dan Henderson the second time. Then he relinquished the belt, left on the high. He's a legend of the sport. He's won the belt. He's got a title defense under his neck. And then we do Yuri versus Rakic here after that for the vacant belt. Yeah. Something like that would have been pretty dope. Yeah, it's just. And especially if we did, because Rakic has got the Austrian-Serbian following, and Yuri's got the Czech following. We have that fight in Europe somewhere. And then say Jan fights someone like Ankalaev at the time in Europe. We get Joanna Jędrzejczyk back. She fights on the card. We get Jotko on the card. He fights. We get Gamrot on the fight. We'll get him a big fight at 155.
I think who's Gamrot fighting? He's fighting Diego Ferreira, right?
Yeah, he's fighting Ferreira, but I think he's gonna smoke Ferreira.
Oh, dude, he's good, man.
He's gonna fucking eat Ferreira up. I don't think people understand. They're not ready for Gamrot at that division, man. Especially because these men are all playing games and like playing hide and seek and all that. Yeah, those top 15 guys aren't gonna. Those top 15 guys don't know what's coming for them, man. Because Gamrot is literally anyone from 10 till 15, I feel like he'll fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, he looked amazing against Jeremy Stephens. I was like, wow, bro, like that was insane. Like people don't just do that to Jeremy, man. Like I know Jeremy's like,
okay, this is a good one. I just seen Fuego's comment. Say like Glover fought Alexander Gustafsson.
Oh yeah.
We have that as a fight. We'll do like UFC Sweden. Kamshot can get his title shot there as well. So obviously we could potentially see Khamzat Chimaev get crowned in Sweden, but also have Glover's last hurrah there, and Alexander Gustafsson probably retires there as well. There's a lot of like narratives to sell. Do you know what I mean? Like, like even UFC Sweden. Like even if we done that, for example, and then obviously. We throw a couple of the fighters there, Jack Hermansson on the card somewhere. There's a lot of Nordic fighters and a lot of Nordic talent there, so it's just like Bro, we could do anything, bro. Dana, Hunter Campbell, give me a call, man. I can help you fix some of these cards up.
The issue is the reason why they kind of got away with it with Dan Henderson is he was coming off a win, I think, and he was kind of like it was a win against like I think Hector Lombard, and then he got the title shot. Like I mean, Gus, like it would be crazy if he got the title shot against Glover, but like I mean,
I think Glover would want to get that back though, especially before his time's up as well. It makes sense. Come on, there's a narrative to sell there as well.
Yeah.
And Dana, come on, he's given 20 years to this. He's given 15 years to this company or whatever, bro. Dana will literally should, in theory, give him his like last and honor his last wish kind of thing.
Yeah, but I don't know if he really wants. I think he wants to fight like the younger guys though. But let me read some of these. If Yuri gets taken down, he might get effed. But Yuri has a solid chance of a flying knee and Glover out cold.
This is why I'm worried about that fight, man. I don't want to get him. I don't want him getting beamed after he's just won the bout, man.
Yeah, early first couple of minutes, Yuri has a solid chance. John, DC, Rumble, and Gus leave the division, and the belt getting passed around like crazy. I mean, it was like that a while back.
I love how you say Gus like Gus has won the belt.
Yeah, he gave those guys problems though. Besides Rumble and Rumble headbutt, like honestly, like if we're being honest, that headbutt, like I don't kind
Rumble scares me. The fact that he beat. You gotta remember as well. I think I've said this pound for pound. He's probably one of the hardest hitters I've seen in the octagon, just because the guy used to fight at 170, and now he's beating guys at 205 that probably their walk around weight is around 240.
Yeah,
and he was knocking them guys out in like 15 seconds. Like, who the fuck does that to Glover as well? It's just like, I know Gus beat him as well. Gus beat him pretty badly, but it's just like no one really does that, man. It's just like, oh
yeah. I mean, there is a guy named Corey Anderson that did that too. I'm just
did that too.
Well, he didn't knock him out, but I mean, dominating someone for 15 straight minutes, overtime style.
I can't even talk shit about Corey Anderson because he beat Ilir Latifi, didn't he?
Yeah, I know. He dominated that boy too.
Bro, that annoyed me as well because I don't think it was after the OSP fight. It was after another fight.
No, it was. I think it was after his.
Was it after OSP?
It was after he beat OSP. Yeah, it was after when he was like in title.
Be honest though, that's got to go down as like my bias aside. That's got to go down as one of the most underrated fucking wins ever. Who the fuck chokes out a submission artist like OSP though?
Yeah, I mean that was pretty good. It was at the time it was crazy because Ilir he really was in title talks, but
yeah, he wasn't. The white DC, bro. Don't watch. I want to see what he does.
I remember he called out DC saying like it's time for us to fight, brother. This and that, you know. Yeah. I'll keep you in wrestling, and
I think DC. I don't know. DC just comes across as one of them guys. Like if your name doesn't like wow him enough to motivate him to fight, he's just not going to be interested. It's like. Even when he beat Stipe the first time, he didn't really want to fight Stipe though. Like, that's why he wanted the Brock Lesnar fight afterwards, isn't it? So
yeah. So
it makes sense. It makes sense. He was in early 30s and early 40s, and he wanted just the big money fight, innit? And then just bounce.
Yeah. So
I forgot what you were going to say there.
I seen this on my feed. So apparently Woodley's getting the rematch with Jake Paul.
Bro, you're saying this to me like I'm going to.
No, but it's breaking news. So what do you think?
I'm not watching that.
Does Woodley bear
breaking
punches in the rematch? I mean, I think.
Oh fucking hell, bro!
If Woodley beats him,
isn't that a bit short notice though? Isn't that short notice though? Like, unless Woodley's been in camp the entire time.
I think Woodley has been training hard though. I'm praying for him, man. Cause like, man, I do feel bad for him, man. I really want to see him actually like get a win now.
The thing is, I've never quite seen a fall from grace like this. This guy do people understand? This guy used to be a UFC world champion. He's got 4 title defenses on his belt, he can't spark out a YouTuber. It's just like I don't know what's going on, man. It's fucking
and he was in talks to be like, you know. I mean, the greatest. Like he was in that conversation, like in his prime.
I think. Do you know what it is? I think fans like me and you. I think fans like me and you appreciated him like that. But I think because he just wasn't liked in general, he was never going to be considered to be as good as what he is. Yeah. Similar to what Kamaru Usman's having at the minute. Like it's like the credit's not there where it's due, kind of thing. But like, to me, Woodley's title defense is. That really like it's the shiny turd in Usman's CV though. Like beating Gilbert Burns isn't a better win than bomb Masvidal twice. I don't give a fuck if he knocked him out. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like obviously for me, he beat the best grappler in the division, which was Damian Maia, a very good Damian Maia at the time. I had. He beat the best striker in the division, which was Wonderboy, and he beat Darren Till, who everybody said was going to take the belt off him, and he choked him out. And not only that, yeah, Darren Till didn't throw a single significant strike the whole fight. I think it was either that or he threw only 2 strikes the whole fight. And Wonderboy manhandled him, like not Wonderboy, Woodley manhandled him. Like for me, Woodley's title wins, like the guys he beat, still better than Wonderboy's. I just think that he's got that win over Kobe, and it.
Yeah, I mean the Wonder Boy victory was pretty good. I mean that's probably his best like career highlight, beating him. But I mean, yeah, man, I do hope he gets this done, man. Because honestly, like if I'm being honest, I actually thought he looked a lot better in the Jake Paul setting than he has done in his last 3 fights. I mean, the Vicente Luque fight was a decent showing, but I mean, like at least he, it wasn't as bad as the Colby fight or the Gilbert fight or even the Usman fight where he just got beat up.
I get annoyed with those. I get annoyed with those fights because I just think in his prime, the fights are so much more interesting. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know, man. Like you think about Woodley Colby, we waited 3 years for that fight to happen.
Yeah,
and it didn't really live up to the expectation. Not really.
I mean, they didn't do nothing for that. It was just like lambs to the slaughter.
It didn't really do anything for Wonderboy. Not Wonderboy. It didn't do anything for Woodley really, and it didn't really do anything for Colby because even when Colby's beating him now, it's like everyone's like, "Oh, you beat a washed Woodley." Da, 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 da. It's just like, bro, the fight didn't do anything for anyone. To be honest, it was just one of them fights. I thought it was poorly booked, but yeah.
Yeah,
I mean
it's just...
what can Colby really do though? Like Masvidal don't want to fight him. I don't know what's going on with Luque, but to me, right, if Luque's in such high regard that they have him weighing in as the backup, like I don't understand why Leon don't fight Luque in January or February for like an interim fight because supposedly Usman's broke his hands. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
I don't believe that for a fucking second. But supposedly Usman broke his fucking hand. So
yeah,
we have if Luque's in such high regard, we do Leon Luque 2 interim title fight, and then do the winner of that, the unification fight with Snoozman in June. But again, they don't want to line their ducks in a row because they're waiting to see what happens with Kamzat and who he fights and everything else.
I mean, maybe what they should do, what I would like to see, is Kamzat fight Neil Magny because that makes sense.
They'll never do that though because Magny's been calling him out for 18 months now.
Yeah, I know, but like do Leon versus Gilbert because I think Leon could beat him, and then do the last hurrah for Nate versus Luque, and I think that's probably like you get everyone a fight that they probably.
Do you think that fight's serious though?
Nate
and Luque, do you think there's something in there?
I don't know, but I mean that's a fight he should try to do because it's like, I mean,
yeah,
it's not easy stylistic match. It's a lot.
I think the UFC have resigned to the fact that because this is the last fight on Nate's contract, they've resigned to the fact that Nate probably won't re-sign. So I think that's why they tried to throw Kamzat at him. They just wanted to steal the last bit of his juice.
Yeah.
And then give it to Kamzat because if he'd beat, let's be real, right? If Kamzat had smoked Nate inside 2 rounds, you just know the Leon abuse is just going to be there, and it's just going to be like, Leon went 5 rounds and then Kamzat beat him in 2 rounds. Give Kamzat the title shot. It's just like, oh my god, like cannot be arsed. Luque would really wreck Nate. Sadly, I don't disagree with that either. It's just like,
yeah,
I don't know, like I don't really like. Why can't Nate just fight Tony Ferguson at 170, bro? Like Tony gets his money. Tony gets his money fight. If he loses, he can get cut, but he still gets his money fight. He's 38 now. He can go out on a high, regardless of the win, lose, or draw, or any of that bullshit. And then the similar thing with Nate, really, it's just like it's just a weird one, isn't it? But yeah. I would have liked to see Tony Ferguson. Dana's adamant it's not going to be Tony Ferguson, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be interesting to see what they do, but yeah, man, I'm gonna head out. Right now I do got to go to work, but I enjoyed the little fight talk we did.
Jeez, right. So have you seen on Twitter what they've written about Chiesa?
No, I have not. I have not. What did they say?
Nah, he's been cut as well.
No, stop.
No, have a look.
No.
He's lost 3 on the spin. Have a look.
No, come on, stop playing. Stop playing. No, you're joking, bro. You're joking. Stop. Hey, for a second, bro.
Yo, who they feeding that Kiesa corpse to next, man? Oh my goodness! Anybody who can't get a win at 170, feed them Kiesa.
Hey! I want to end this by this. We almost beat Sean Brady, but the clock beat us. That's the only reason.
The clock beat us.
The clock beat us. We did not lose to Brady. That man is a fraud. I just want to say that right now. But
do you know what it is? Considering he got, I don't know, I think he's around 8 now, but because I think Kiesa was top 7 at the time. If he beat him, and Brady looks small for the weight class. That's another guy that Comshot could look at and go, yeah, I could just manhandle him considering I'm a middleweight, innit?
But he's big as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I mean,
Brady.
He's like not tall. He's not tall, but he's like, I mean, he's pretty, dude. He's pretty wide, man. Like that dude.
No, Brady don't look that big. I'm not gonna lie to you. Don't.
Look, bro, search him up. You tripping, man? That dude looks like he bench presses like at least 3 plates, bro. Like, come on. Like
what? 3 templates or something, bro?
No, what? I don't know. 345s, man. Dude, that dude is humongous. Do you see that man's shoulders? Sean Brady.
I'm looking at him now. He don't look that big, to be honest. He's like 5'8", bro. He's built like me. If not, but I think I'm bigger, to be honest.
I mean, that dude's I
think he's a bit top heavy, like his shoulders and his chest. Yeah. Still got them John Jones legs though.
These pictures ain't doing him justice. Let me look at this.
Well, you're gonna find one where he looks like he's on EPO.
I mean, he looks like he's on, bro. Like his chest, like I bet you he only hits like all chest workouts, like bench press. You know, I don't even know. Like forgot what's the other bench press where you kind of like it lays you down. You know what I'm talking about? Where like you're like in a different like angle.
You know what I'm talking about? Decline.
Yeah, decline. Yeah, that one. And then that he's
decline,
hitting that.
Incline.
Yeah, both of those. He's hitting that all day. I mean, oh my god.
We definitely know you. We definitely know you don't go to the gym.
No, I just don't. I don't hit the weights like that, like I used to. Goodness. But I do go to
Mr. FA. I'm 6 foot. Yeah. I thought you do your wrestling anyways. You're more of the jockstrap kind of guy.
Oh my god, look at him. Yeah, I know I wrestled before, but what's it called? No, I do go to a gym. I just don't hit the weight room like I used to. But I'm trying to get that.
You're still telling people you're 6. You're still telling people you're 6'1".
6 foot, but I've always been 6 foot. I've always. And when you come here, we're taking a picture, bro, and then we're ending this.
yo, if they're doing Till and what's it called? They're doing Till and Hall next March. Why don't you come through?
I'll try to come through, bro. I'll invade the UK.
Yeah. You know, COVID's a bitch, bro. They're gonna have you self-isolated for 10 days and not go to the event. Obviously that's what the rules are at the minute here. Like, obviously, if people come through, they literally have to self-isolate for 10 days. It's like, what's the freaking point? If I come here for 2 weeks, it's like, and all I have to do is self-isolate. It's just pointless.
Yeah.
Jared
versus Brunson early prediction. I gotta go with Blonde Brunson, but I am scared of Jared Cannonier, though. I ain't gonna lie. I do.
I mean, you shouldn't be, but
no, bro. I mean, I really honestly do think that, man, if he touches, I mean, Derek's chin is so suspect, bro. Like, it's probably, oh my god, like, and it's like Derek has like some of these 70 IQ moments, like, dude, that
I always say, you know what it is with Derek though? He's just got to mix things up. Don't overthink it, and don't what's the word? Like, so you know how he stays on the feet and he thinks he can strike, like not in a rude way, but it's like, do you remember when like Chris Weidman, he started training with Wonderboy, the first few camps he had with him? It's like he started to think he could strike with Luke fucking Rockhold. He throws that fucking wheel kick and then he gets knocked. Then he gets fucking slept. It's like that. You end up falling into the trap in it. It's the classic the wrestler falls in love with his hands kind of narrative, and it just don't do any of that shit, man. Just do what got you to the dance kind of thing.
Yeah,
which was obviously mixing up the striking, the takedowns, roughing them up, getting them against the fence, tiring them out, flatten them on their back, start punching, sink the hooks in, bang, body triangle, and choke the bastards out. It's not hard, is it? Yeah. See that? I should be his coach, man. Let me go to Stanford.
I mean, Stanford's. I mean, they haven't been doing too well lately, but they're good. They're a good.
To be fair though, what's it called? If Kai Kara France loses, shitty bitch boxing ain't doing so well either, though, innit? I mean, Izzy lost. Volk looked like he nearly got choked the fuck out. Hooker lost.
Whoa!
Lost. There's another City guy that just lost recently.
I mean, Carlos Ulberg, but still, hey, put some respect on Volk's name. That man dominated Ortega.
Yeah.
All right, TRT.
No, I mean, TRT City.
Ass punk.
Bro, right. I'm pretty sure Ortega's only like 30 though. What the fuck does he need?
Right, man. And then we gonna finish that dummy Hawaiian in the third fight.
Yeah. And
we end.
I'm excited for Keita Giga on January though. I think that's the first fight card of the year.
Cater. I think Cater got a chance. I think Cater got a chance, man. I like Giga. Don't get twisted, but I think
it's boxer versus kickboxer though, isn't it?
Yeah, but I seen Giga get KO'd before in like kickbox. I watched that tape. I was like, man, maybe Cater got a chance.
You know what it is, yeah. You know that Izzy when he did kickboxing and he got knocked out stiff by Alex Pereira. Yeah. You definitely have that video on loop, innit, before you go to sleep.
Oh man, yeah, I love that, baby, man. I'm not the biggest fan of Pereira, but
yeah.
But because of what he did to Izzy, I mean, you gotta appreciate that, man. Like
do you know what made me laugh though? When Izzy and John was getting back and forth, I'm pretty sure the tweets were deleted. But Izzy's got the oxygen mask on in it after he's been knocked spark out. Yeah. And John Jones was like, "What a waste of oxygen, you fucking pussy!" I'm just laughing so hard. Sure, it's mad though. Like John Jones has been in the game for like over 10 years, and we've never seen him in like that serious, like never really seen him hurt like that. Do you know what I mean? Like knocked out or something. I think the closest he came to losing was the armbar, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it Vitor? I think the armbar was the closest he ever came to like really getting finished. In terms of like strikes or anything, I don't know, man.
Yeah, he hasn't
crazy.
Yeah, I mean Giga's annoying. Bingo lads, every CKB fighter has taken an L this year, apart from KKF.
Can you interview Giga before he has his main event with Calvin Cater? That'll be interesting to watch.
I mean, what can I say to that, man?
Yeah, well, have you thought about interviewing fighters? I think it'd be
I was gonna get one with Brendan Allen, and then like I don't know what to do no more. I don't know if I want to keep like we were supposed to do one. Well, we were supposed to do one before the fight, right? Before he was actually gonna fight Brad Tavares, right? And we were supposed to do that. And then the switch up of opponents. I mean, it was just a bad week for because he had 3 switch ups. So I was like, you know what?
Yeah, 3. He had a couple switch ups, didn't he? Because I didn't even know he was gonna fight Chris Curtis until I saw the card.
Yeah, and then I'm like, I feel bad for him, right? So I don't want to like kind of stress him with an interview. And I was like, he's obviously gonna beat Chris Curtis, right? So we'll do it after. That's what I sent him, and I'm like, fuck, man, he fucking lost.
I still think you could do one with Giga, and obviously you can kind of not even necessarily bury the hatchet, but just be like.
Well, I think I have buried the hatchet with him because it's like he beat Edson, and Edson destroyed Burgo. So I love dude, and it was crazy how many people thought
because Joe is obviously like. I do think he's a little overrated. For me, he's a little overrated. But I know obviously he's got massive kickboxing credentials and everyone thinks highly of him. Yeah. But I think he's a dope dude to interview. And I think the Georgians as well, man. You get the Georgian community on side before you know it. You only have to worry about what the Dagestanis have to say about you when you start cussing out Islam Makhachev. Yeah. That's about it. Try and get some of these people on side, bro, before some people start saying to you, yo, sleep with one eye open. Before you know it, there's a horse's head on your bed, isn't it? Like the Godfather scene and that. You don't want that shit to happen, bro.
Yeah.
These boys don't fucking play around. But yeah, do you know what? I just think in general, whoever you want to get though, whether it be like an up and coming fighter that you just bring some exposure to them.
Dude,
I'm more than happy to do it. Like Giannis is pretty. You know what it is? I don't follow Giannis on Twitter, but he's pretty dope at replying to people on Twitter.
Yeah, he does.
Giannis. He's really good at that. Like he's always on my feed. I should follow him, but I literally follow like 3 fighters on Twitter. I follow Darren Stewart, Edwards, and Stipe. I think John Jones as well. Yeah, I only follow like 4.
Okay, so, I follow like so many, bro. I follow.
Yeah, Mike Smith.
I follow Rocco, and he doesn't tweet a damn thing, bro. Like Rocco.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to follow half of them. Some of them don't tweet, and when they do, it's like It's like, oh my god, I'm fishing with my family. It's just like, yo, I want to know when you're kicking some next guy's ass, bro. I want to see I want to see you send some fucker to the shadow realm. I don't want to see this shit. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, not in a rude way, but it's just, that's just how I am, though, isn't it? It's just like, I don't want to see like the dumb tweets. Like Stipe don't really post either, to be fair. I just follow him because he's fucking Stipe.
Yeah, I feel it.
Mike Bisping's pretty dope on Twitter as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, I lost respect for him when he said that nonsense about Smith, but let me read these. Damn, Dagestani versus Georgians. Let you early prediction: Mozart versus Topuria. I gotta go Mozart, but I mean Topuria can get it done. Unfollow John Jones. I unfollowed Giannis, and when I began supporting Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, bro.
You're gonna have to give me the context to that. I don't understand that.
So Adrian went to go spar with Aljo to get some work before the Davey Grant fight, and he posted it.
Oh, DiCaprio, because he's an actor. Fuck. Fuck. He said DiCaprio, and I thought, yo, like, what? DiCaprio's cool as fuck. What's wrong with you? It's like. Fucking hell, man.
Bro, it's fucking bro. These oh my god, Aljo, bro.
Thank you for that. Sorry about that, SFK. Didn't even fucking clock on. Oh, good.
Oh, Aljo equals Leo. But okay, but I do gotta go for work though. I do have but this was a really good quick fight talk. We'll do it longer, but enjoy doing it with you, brother. We gotta get
always, man. Peace out in it, and just remember in it, like obviously next fight Kiesa has, they need to feed him a W realistically now, man. Come on. Let's give him someone that can't wrestle, man, and just hope he gets a choke or something. Just because otherwise, man, I don't know what they're gonna do with that bum.
Oh wow. Okay, well let's hope the fire department has a cool little showing when he goes taking care of some of these other fires, because that boy ain't winning another heavyweight fight in the division. All right, Steve ain't winning nothing. You understand me? That man is done. But all right, good talk, man.
Right. Good talk, man. Take care, man. See ya in a bit.